Tippy time, my damies, Top Cat here and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking those big bada booms with that infinite ignition bug coming back. Our ignitions do 36k big and 9k little for a total of 45,330. I had 20 ignitions looping over 25 seconds. That's an ignition every 1.25 seconds to do 906,600. All from which we just have to trigger it, then we can just sit back and laugh. It's thanks to that solar fulmination mod in the artifact. This increases our ignition's damage in an increased radius. Now we will be utilizing this solar 3.0 kit as prismatic just doesn't burn as hot. The ignition trinity is Ember of Ashes to increase our scorch stacks, Ember of Char to spread scorch to affected targets, and Eruption increases the area of effect. Now most of the Solar 3.0 kit can do this loop, but some weapons and abilities just make it easy. The Dragon's Breath is going to be one such weapon, only requiring one rocket to trigger. I love its splash, and it's great for boss bakes and crowd control alike. I'm personally more partial to the 1000 Voices though, the 1k. It spews out lava, and it's really going to be great against those aerial targets. We've got the incendiary rifle rounds in the artifact, so my Uzume can 3-bang this ignition chain. Perhaps even better though is that our Callus sniper, as it's a rapid fire frame. The conditional finality exotic shotgun, it's great option, particularly against champs, as that first shot will freeze them. Whilst they're in red light position, we can just instantly ignite them. I like pairing this with the Duality's fixed odds LMG. This is both craftable and we can enhance it to get that enhanced incandescent, so it's only going to make our solar kit stronger. But we don't need to use a special or a heavy slot to create this loop. The Tommy's Matchbook Catalyst will scorch our targets with sustained fire. It takes roughly half the mag to do so. Afterwards, I just kick back with my pooch and wave goodbye. It might not exactly be meta, but it sure does make me laugh. There's not many dungeon bosses out there you can kill with a primary. The Skyburner's hipfire does 10 scorch stacks per bullet. I fire off 2 rounds, then using that hunter's weighted knife, we can initiate the ignition. The incendiary grenade is the best nade. We need 100 scorch stacks to make an ignition. It delivers 90 if dropped at their feet. If every part of a swarm grenade hits, that also does 90 scorch, but sometimes it can be delayed as tracking can be unreliable. The fusion grenade only delivers 60 scorch, but it's direct, it's got a low cooldown, and it's going to combo well as our fan knives do 90 scorch, 30 per blade. I like using that Hunter's Aphidious Faith exotic chest piece. This is going to allow us to double dip on our melee charges. Now the Caliban's gauntlets will create ignitions, but we do have to get that kill, so it begins to struggle in higher difficulty encounters. So if the Aphidious Faith is a good steak dish, the Calibans would be the potatoes next to them. The Bombardiers may scorch, but they don't even make the plate. They're probably a napkin cleanup only. Now the Warlock's Touch of Flame aspect doesn't really help us out all too much. And the Dawn Chorus exotic helmet, kinda. It does double our scorch damage, but doesn't really affect our scorch stacks. Still, it's going to be great for the kit as it will increase our melee uptime. Celestial Fire does 45 scorch, no good. So we're going to be using that Celestial Snap even though it's a tad buggy. Holler at me if you're having similar issues with it. It's doing 75 scorch, so it shouldn't ignite, yet it's not creating that loop back on itself. But I pair it with Heat Rises, consume my grenade, Phoenix Dive does 60 scorch, and boom, the loop is a go. A Titan's Consecration Slam does ignite, but it's not so much the target as the area, so this ain't gonna loop. And that Burning Maul super does scorch over time, and to maximize this ignition loop we want to do it immediately. Whether you're a hunter main, warlock or titan, you will be able to create a kit for yourself. You only need one person in the fire team to use this though, as it won't stack. In duality against Kaito here, I set that trigger off in the first barrel and just let that old girl burn out across the 3 barrels for 1.5 million. That's free damage, as once it is started, you can use whatever weapon rotation you want. This chain will be cancelled though by immunity shields. But it's not just great bonus boss damage, it's great room clearing. We've got tons of great legendary primaries with enhanced incandescent on them to spread Scorch. And no matter the champ modifiers that are active, there is a weapon to suit. I'm not going to break down my build, I'll let you create your own, but I did leave a dim link for mine in the description down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, I'd love to hear from you. Make sure to thumb it if you dug it, sub if you're new, and as always, tippy time my damies, what a tie.